Minutes with Sean, maybe 10. Third week of July. My goodness. Hope you're all enjoying your month. It's going wonderfully. I want to talk to you about the role of the sales manager. This week on Today in 5 Minutes History, you will see a throwback to years ago, my opinion of sales managers. So check that out as well on Wednesdays and see what you think of this versus now, keeping in mind that up until this point, I have not even gone back and looked at what those thoughts are. So I look forward to seeing how it's changed now to just have this fresh opinion. So what has brought me to the role of the sales manager? I follow guys like Trey Hudson. Trey really understands being a manager in today's world versus what it was before. He and I grew up the same way. He stayed in retail. I went off, and he's just been dominating ever since. And when he and I talked, we had talked about that evolution. Now, this had been a few years back, but we had talked about the evolution. Today, I think it's gone even further, and I wonder to what extent does the closing manager still exist? Sales managers, are the roles diminished? Do they require more? Salespeople, are we putting more on them, putting less on them? If you see with the rise of digital retail, which frankly has turned out to be more of an innovation for sales managers and salespeople to communicate than it has for actual retail consumers to buy cars online, all right? Or not play with a payment calculator. But with this, with everything sort of being built in, if DR is what what a lot of people apparently believe is going to happen here in the next, I don't know, they make it sound like it's the next 2-3 years, which is absurd. If it didn't happen 2 years ago, it's probably not likely to happen in the next 2 years, but whatever. What is this? Isn't DR a sales manager then? And again, not trying to diminish the role, had the role, done the role, buddies who do the role, love the role. Not what I'm saying. What I'm asking is, if digital retail has it all built in, then how are we using our sales managers to better our teams? Because as Trey puts it, it's more about leadership, right? It's more about people showing other people how to be pros, do the right thing, whether it is with the structure of a car deal, the follow-up after the sale, the follow-up before the sale, whatever those parts are. When we talk about sales managers today, I think a lot of it has to do with appraisals, but honestly, I see dealerships groups going to this sort of centralized appraisal situation to get cars off the street, plus from their stores, sort of in that, larger groups, 4 stores, 5 stores, being able to do that. So I'm wondering, how does the role develop? What the GSM? Is this a layer that under the DR blanket will be thrown away? Is it all the role of the GM? How many GMs truly are just GSMs who dropped the S but never went back to service? I see that a lot too. So again, it gets me wondering, what exactly, when we use the terminology, when we talk about who people are in our dealerships, how is this going to change things? And if we're going to sell less cars, and there aren't going to be any negotiations with those sold cars, right? Because that's how it's all going, right? This is never going to be another rebate, never going to be a car on the ground for over 300 days, never going to be inventory shoved down my throat, right? Because that's not how we're producing cars anymore. We're not in mass auto production, right? We're in online sales of electric vehicles made to order. This is what we believe. So if it is true, salesmen, sales managers, GSMs, what does this mean? Under that idea, that concept, what happens to this job? Does it become 1? Become 0? Does it become some sort of automation? God forbid. So I wonder if we've potentially devalued the position of a manager, and we should be looking at them more as our in-store, in-team trainer. And you're worried about elimination of positions. I'm worried about reassociation of positions. Because I think we still need people to do a people business. Ain't that right, Matt Lasher? Right? That's how this is. Because all the dreams that people have of the OEMs and the direct-to-consumer and the getting rid of car dealers is a pipe dream at best. At best. So, what do you think of the sales manager. I look forward to hearing about it. Thank you so much. Next week, I'm hoping to have a really, really fun sit down for you with someone that I've been looking forward to for quite some time. So thank you guys so much. Go out and have a great week, and we'll see you again next week.